I've been calling out the truth, that's my life. Bold takes tough questions every night. Let's go. High school to the pros, we on site. We like there. It's the K Sports Show, get it right. Get it right. Can you handle all the smoke? Think twice. Think twice. I'm fiddle when I'm stepping to the mic. No hype. Never. Pressure bust pipes, who gon' fight? Who gon' really want it? Welcome to the cage, only real ones in sight. Only real ones.
What is it? It's your boy DJ Mel, host of the world famous nationally syndicated The K Sports Show, streaming live on all major platforms. Sponsored by who? Two Brothers Mobile Auto Repair Service. We're live here at the gym basketball facility located in Delray Beach, Florida. And I have somebody who I have the utmost respect for. A lot of people were very critical about what I said about this man. And it is an honor to be able to come here, sit down with him, talk to him about his past, his new business ventures, and many, many more. So make sure you stay tuned and locked in right here on the Rangeman Films YouTube sports page, the Gym Sports Academy with Coach B-Mac coming up.
Take a slight pause for this video. This message is brought to you by Two Brothers Mobile Auto Repair. Don't spend all day at a repair shop. We'll come to you, servicing all of Palm Beach County and Broward County. For more information, visit the website at twobrothersmobileautorepair.com or give them a phone call at 561-352-3925. And when you call them, tell them DJ Mel from the Cage sent you and get a 10% discount on all your services. Now, let's get back to the video.
This gentleman right here, where do I start? Basketball trainer, a great person, a father, a man of God, a business entrepreneur, but I call him Coach. Coach B-Mac, how we doing, man?
Man, it's a pleasure. I finally got on here, man.
Man, listen, Coach, we got a lot to talk about. And I gotta ask the tough question before we get into the interview, man. All trainers don't make good coaches, and all good coaches don't make trainers. But there are a couple people that can do both, and you are one of them. They didn't like that, man. Because many people felt like that, man, just because I'm a great trainer, I could be a really good basketball coach. And I have to ask this question, man. What is the difference between training and coaching?
The difference is, from a coaching standpoint, you're looking more so at the team, how the team operates together. When you're a trainer, you're more so focused on the individual. And I think me being a trainer, it helped me a lot being when I transitioned into being, coaching my travel team. So I think they go hand in hand. If you can really develop the individual to play well in the team arena, then you'll be able to have a successful basketball player.
And I totally understand that. So we are here at the gym sports facility located in Delray Beach, Florida, man.
Yeah, so growing up, I was always in the gym, and I just wanted to create a space where, I have a young son. I wanted to create a space where he can come in. All kids can grow up and learn how to play basketball the right way. Everybody not gonna go to the NBA or play college basketball, but they can learn, all of the skills that comes with playing basketball: teamwork, hard work, a better work ethic, mental toughness, different things like that. So I just wanted to create a space for kids who want to get better at basketball, that they'll have an opportunity to get better.
Now, what was B-Mac like as a kid growing up right here?
I was alone a lot. I played by myself a lot because I was the only child growing up. So I used to be out in front of my yard or at Ezel Hester, just working on my game a lot. Just imagining things that would happen in the game or things that I saw on TV. So I was a person who was really always training himself. You know what I mean? So that's why I kind of got better at it. That's why I was able to train people so well, because I've been training myself for my whole life.
And now you are the marquee trainer for Palm Beach. I'm gonna just say, I know many people may not agree with that, but when you think of training,
Palm Beach is crazy. That's too small.
Oh, I love it.
That's crazy. Palm Beach.
In the neighborhood, Boynton Beach, Santa Lucia's. What was B-Mac like as a high school player for those that may not know?
I played really hard, and I knew the game. I controlled the pace of the game, and the big games, I think I only averaged, my senior year I averaged 10 points and 10 assists, but 60% and 70% of the games I only played a half because we was blowing everybody out. So in those bigger games I could score too, but my main thing was making sure the ball got to the right player's hands and making sure that I control the pace. And when there's a big shot that needed to be made, most times I was, not necessarily making winning shots, but making those shots or those plays that get you out of like the other team going a 6-0 run, you know what I mean, to calm that run down, stuff like that. So I had a real good feel of the game. I watched a ton of basketball, and I was a floor general, you know what I mean. So I was like the epitome of that. A lot of times my coach Flag, he could just sit over there and relax because I knew, when to change the defenses, what offenses to go to, and everything like that. So. I would describe myself as a floor general growing up.
The thing growing up as a kid, or especially in that generation, was you had to be a floor general at the point guard spot.
Yeah.
Nowadays the game has changed so much to where now as a point guard you got to be able to put the ball in the basket too now.
For sure.
The evolution is still changing. So you have success at Boynton and Santa Lucia's, and you do what a lot of people strive to do, and that's go play college basketball.
Sure.
You picked Boston University. Why? Or were there any other schools that recruited you as well?
Yeah, a bunch of schools. I went to JUCO first, because I didn't play for like a big travel team, so a lot of schools didn't recruit me. So I went to Miami-Dade Junior College, and junior college in South Florida and Florida in general is just like probably the best in the country.
Right.
You can have like 6 to 8 Division I players on a team, so the game went really fast. You know what I mean? I learned a lot being around like those great athletes. And then I got recruited to go to Boston University. I chose Boston University because it was totally different from South Florida. It wasn't like sunny and palm trees and all that, but it was in the city and very high educational school. I was a nerd coming up, so it's a very high educational school, and I really liked the coach there, Coach Wolf. So, that's why I picked Boston University.
Talk to me about the major and why did you choose that specific one?
Chose psychology. I always was fascinated with, thinking and how people thought through different processes and, focusing on, mental toughness and different things like that. So my goal as a kid was to be a child psychologist. So I picked psychology, and you could say as a basketball coach and as a trainer, whatever, I kind of am a child psychologist because you deal with a lot of different kids who are going through a lot of different things from different households. So it found me after a while.
Yeah. And now you come back home, and now it's time to get involved in the community. You get involved in travel and coaching, why? Talk to me about why you chose to go from player to coach and trainer.
I was a workout-aholic. I used to work out all the time. I was in the gym at the YMCA, and I was training, and then it was just kid after kid. Everybody just wanted to work out with me because I was really skilled. I could do anything with the basketball. I could shoot, handle, floaters, everything. I was just small. One day, a kid was working out with me. His dad asked if he could work out with me, and then I just started training him. And I was like, man, this is easy. And I was only getting like $40 or something like that at the time for it. So I got that $40. I was like, this is something I can do. So while I was at the YMCA, I just built myself up to where they offered me a full-time position. And I was like the sports coordinator at the YMCA. And that's why I learned a lot of the, youth sports programming, how to run a program, the budget, all the back end stuff that a lot of people don't know. So, that time, working for a nonprofit is tough, but that time really helped me develop, what the business looks like now, because I was able to, see firsthand how to deal with parents, how to organize teams, how to organize events and different things like that. So, after being at the YMCA, I was just like, man, I can do this on my own. So that's when I kind of branched out on my own, and I started my company, Macon Gym Rats.
You gotta go see Coach B, Matt. So I saw it with my own eyes. Now, I kind of want to segue and go back a little bit to, your pre-coaching days. When you decided to jump into coaching, did you reach out to any of your former coaches for advice or mentors or people that, were already heavily entrenched in the coaching game to learn it?
Not really, because like I said, I've been working out for a long time. And you know, Coach Smith from Santa Lucia's, when he coached me, he was around me. He was like, working out with B-Mac is either gonna make you or break you. You know what I mean? That's how hard I used to go. So like I knew how to make people better because I've like experimented on myself on different things that'll make myself better. So I didn't really reach out to anyone. You know, I studied the game. So like the game will teach you so much if you study, if you really watch it. So I really studied the game and locked in on like seeing different players do certain things and then going out there to try to do it. And that's kind of like when Instagram first started, letting you get those 15-second videos. That's how Range Man found me, bro. Like, like I trained with 2 Range Man sons. Like, it's just incredible what like social media has done for just all of us. So it's like a lot of people would just see me on social media every single day. I'd be out there just dribbling and working out and working on my game. And you know, I was showcasing my talent and getting, you know, free advertisement from Instagram. But I also was like really trying to understand the game and understand how to like get people better at basketball.
Now you take all of that and you build this amazing facility, and you're doing so much wonderful things. So if I'm a parent, if I'm a player and I'm watching this interview and I'm looking at this facility, why do I want to come and spend my time and my money here?
You're gonna get the best that you can be here. You know what I mean? I can't say everybody's gonna be Scotty or everybody's gonna be Trent or everybody's gonna be one of these great players, but you personally, you're gonna be able to reach your potential. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be very unconventional. You're gonna fail a lot, but at the end of the day, when you go to wherever you are, whether it be high school, college, middle school, travel, whatever it is, you're gonna go back prepared and you're gonna be ready, and you're gonna understand terminology. You're gonna understand like where to go on the basketball court, but you're also gonna be a really good basketball player. Your skills are gonna be really refined. So I think for sure like this is the best place because I built it for my son. You know what I mean? I built it with my son in mind. And you know, I've seen so many different kids and I've had so many different experiences with different type of players and different things like that. So there hasn't been a kid that I haven't seen. You know what I mean? Like I've seen so many different types of basketball players. So if you're really serious about getting your child better and just being around really good people, you know what I mean? I think that's probably the most important thing, that we're really gonna push your kid, but it's gonna come from a place of love. And your kid is really gonna get better here. You know what I mean? And not only on the basketball court, but they'll be a better person here because, you know, we require a lot of discipline, a lot of things that you need to be successful in life.
You know, when you're teaching, look at the teacher, look at what they've done. Look at the success that they've had. I mean, the list of athletes that you have touched and been a part of, I mean, the list is long. We couldn't even name it all, you know. And so I think that in itself is a great advertising because now kids can see that and say, hey, maybe I want to be that. I mean, I think Trent Frazier still to this day is probably one of the greatest scorers that ever touched Palm Beach County, you know. And so, yeah, I mean, just my opinion, you know, unpopular opinion. You come back, you get involved in the community, you start training, you start investing your time in the community, and then you start Handle Life. And it blew up the second that it came out. For obvious reasons, the branding, the name, the jerseys, the style of play. You know, what was the vision behind the start of Handle Life?
Johnny Steffine, you know, we grew up together, so he started Handle Life, and I had my own thing going. You know, I did certain things with like Brandon, at Kaiser and different things like that. I had my company, but we met and he just said, yo, let's just do this together. Let's, you know, be a part of Handle Life, and then you can do everything in Florida. So that's what we did. And it was great because when I was just training, and then I started it. There wasn't a place where my kids could play at. So we started with one travel team. I think we started in the 3rd grade. And we weren't that good, you know what I mean? But every year, you know, I really took it serious, and like we would go, like young kids, they were doing strength training, you know what I mean? We were on the beach, like we were really like treating it like a really serious program, as if I was training, you know what I mean, an NBA superstar. That's how I was treating these little kids. and then they just started getting better and better and better. And then over COVID, like we were still working. You know, everybody was on Zoom doing ball handling stuff. Our kids were, you know, just really locked in on basketball. And then once we came back in the 4th grade, you know, we just started beating everybody. You know, we had players leave, players come, but it just started snowballing into something bigger. And then we started getting interest from other teams because I started just training so many kids. I was training a couple hundred kids. So all of our kids needed places to go. So, you know, then we added, you know, another team, and then another team, and now we have like 10 teams, ranging from 4th grade, and we'll probably have 11th grade team as well. So, it was just all in the spirit of development. You know, I wasn't really worried about. It's not like they're giving out $10,000 at a range man tournament. You know what I mean? If they was doing that, it would be a lot different. So, like, I don't really care about the trophies as much, but I know I'm very confident in the work that we do and our ability to get you better and to play as a team. In the games where, you know what I mean, like we beat like a couple Nike teams last year, you know what I mean, in the 8th grade, that we probably, looking on paper, like we were small, but we had, you know, a couple kids from the area, Terrence, Mason, and a couple different people like that, Nash, and then, you know, we ended up beating them, but it's all because our kids are prepared and they play basketball the right way and they're super skilled. You know what I mean? They can play, a lot of them just haven't gone through puberty yet. I'm really confident in our developmental system, so, you know, when we get to a travel team situation, I knew that, you know, at the end of the day, our kids are going to leave our program better prepared to play varsity. And, you know, as 9th graders, I probably got, you know, everybody except for, you know, 2 of the kids are on varsity. And the 2 kids that are on varsity is because they play at St. Andrews, which is the number 1 or number 2 team in the county. So that shows, like, we're teaching kids how to play the right way. You know what I mean? They can walk into a high school system and they'll, you know, understand the verbiage, understand how to play defense. That's the biggest thing. Understand how to play defense and move the ball. Offense, everybody's gonna score, but our kids really understand defense. They really fight. There's nowhere that you're gonna go that gonna coach you harder than how you're gonna be coached here.
And you're right. You know, we're not giving $10,000 out at tournaments, but you know that's why when, you know, Rangeman started doing his tournaments, he gave out the highlights. Because it's actually worth something that coaches can see, something that they can use towards recruitment. And a lot of the kids that, you know, got those highlights, you know, they've been able to use that to get in college, which to me seems more beneficial. Because let's be real, Coach, how many trophies we got in our garage right now?
None. Like, I give out my trophies to even the championship, we give it out to one of the kids. So the thing that I wish that we had is that I'm not able to go see like what a 7th grade BMAC look like on video, or like a 6th grade, just you know, that's a cool thing to see. So even if it's like the kid's not going to college, like to have that keepsake of a video of like you getting a highlight tape of when you were in, you know, 4th grade playing in the tournament in West Palm Beach. You know what I mean? So that's like something special that, you know, the parents can love. They can send it out to the other members of the family and friends and stuff like that. So, I think that's a great idea.
You mentioned that, you know, you built this for your son. That way he can have something that he can be proud of and one day maybe even own and run and give it down to his kids. So when you think about this facility here, what is the end in mind?
That I want to affect the basketball landscape in South Florida. Because I think that we have such great athletes, we have such great basketball players, but I don't think they always understand and know how to play the game of basketball. Mm-hmm. So like if you go to different states like Indiana or, you know, maybe even parts of New York where they may be better basketball players, but we always have the best athletes. So if we can blend, you know what I mean, teach kids how to play, you know what I mean, the right way, teach kids, you know, higher levels of skill and different things like that. I think, you know, if you look at it, like we have a lot of kids from Florida at all that are in the NBA. You know what I mean? So it's like the NBA is moving toward athleticism. They want to play faster. You know what I mean? They want to get up in you and play, you know, man-to-man basketball. That's what South Florida basketball is. So if we can really teach our kids, you know what I mean, how to play basketball the right way, I think we can really affect, you know what I mean, the landscape and change a lot of people's lives. Like ball handling, shooting. I had Kate Long, who scored 2,000 points, shoot the ball better than anybody. Not to say that I was a direct reflection of it, but his dad did an unbelievable job. But you know, I have shooters. I'm the person who can identify like who you are and who you can be and how you can affect the game, and then we can, you know, together build that and work to that. You know what I mean? It takes three parts. It takes like the reality of the situation is like, yo, you might be 6'6" slow and you got to be able to shoot a ball. How do you want to play? What do you like to do? And then me putting both of those things together. I'm good at everything. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if you want to be good at basketball, you got to come see me.
You know, this is the cage where, you know, when I talked to Ricardo about this, we had a vision where we wanted to create a sports show that spoke the real, that's authentic, where it's not emotional based but evidence based. And I have been one of the most critical people about basketball in Palm Beach County. And as a historian, as somebody who is heavily entrenched in Palm Beach County, I have to ask the question: who is BMAC's Mount Rushmore for coaches?
Oh, you got to go with the guy who I think number one is Fred Ross. I played against his teams. Those are just like, those kids play so hard. And even seeing it now, how he's able to, and I think that he did something that a lot of like older coaches haven't been able to do, and that's transition into the younger generation and, you know, play a different style of basketball or get those kids to embrace how he wants to play. So definitely have him. Who else?
There's a lot. You got Lorenzo Hands. You got Matt Coley.
Definitely. All right. Okay.
JD Pasquella.
Yeah,
Jupiter.
You definitely gotta have. Well, I don't know a lot of guys from like Jupiter and up there, but you definitely gotta have Matt from Wellington. They've been able to sustain greatness for so long. They're really good. Definitely gotta have Coach Gibson from Santa Lucia's. I think Coach Gibson, you know, he was very solid for a number of years. And then Johnny Yo from St. Andrews.
Yeah.
You know, he's been doing it for a really long time, got a couple state titles. And then you got to give my boy Joe Dawson.
Joe.
You know what I mean? My boy Joe Dawson got a lot of rings, man. So he's got some of the, you know, most talented kids, even though he plucked the kids from everywhere. But he's been able to put it together and, you know, win a lot of championships. And then, yeah, I think those are my guys right there.
Now, you can include yourself in this one. Top 5 basketball players from Palm Beach County.
Top 5 basketball players.
And we know you have had a hand in a lot of these kids now.
Yeah, so gotta go with Scotty.
Is he number one?
He got $200 million. That's a lot of money to play basketball. Gotta go with Scotty. Gotta go with John Collins.
JC.
I think JC did an unbelievable job, and like, who I gotta go with? I think Lee Meyer had a great.
Goldwire, yeah.
Lee Meyer had a great year, not year, but career. I think Alonzo G.
Lonzo, yeah.
One of my favorite players ever was Sam Barber, from Lake Worth. Like, Sam was like incredible when we was growing up.
But you're gonna give me 5 though. Give me the top 5.
You can't do it. And then
this is the top 5.
You gotta include E.T. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know E.T., but E.T. was crazy. It's just so many. My boy Dave Noel, you know, Dave was tough.
Trent Frazier.
Gotta put Trent up there too. So it's so many guys. Like, it's hard to say Mount Rushmore because, you know, it's different. It's different time periods as well. So I think there's a lot of great basketball players that came out. So yeah.
Trainers versus coaches. I believe, me personally, this is my opinion, right? I said what I said. I don't think good trainers make great coaches. And I don't think great coaches make good trainers.
Right.
I think those two sometimes are separated. You've been able to do both.
You're one of the very few that I said could do both. But outside of you and maybe Coach Gamble, I don't think there's a coach out there that can both train at an elite level and coach at an elite level. What's your thoughts on that?
I think T. Harris can too.
Coach T?
Yeah, I think Coach T can, like, just watching him coach and seeing the players that he developed, he can do both. Of course, JR, Coach Gamble, that's my OG. You know what I mean? So like he used to train me. So definitely him too. I don't know a lot of people who like dibble dabble in both sides of it. You know what I mean? They might train on the side but really be a high school coach. But then and then we got some other guys who like might train most of the time and then coach a little bit. So at a high level, I think those two are the guys that kind of I think about it in Palm Beach County.
They took some shots. It's like, well, why is B-Mac on that list? So I have to ask this question. Why is B-Mac number one on my list for coaches / trainers?
Are you serious?
Hey, this is for the people. There have been some coaches, in my opinion, that have underachieved here in Palm Beach County. And I think there's a shortage of some really good coaches here in Palm Beach County. Could we ever see B-Mac out of high school coaching?
Yeah, I want to win a state championship. That's something, you know, everybody know I missed the winning shot to win the state championship at Boynton High. But I want to win a state championship. And I was just telling my boy Horace the other day that, you know, at some point we gonna like grab whatever school it is and we gonna win a state championship. So yeah, I'm definitely open to doing it. I don't know when. It had to be a great situation, of course, but yeah, I definitely wanna win a state championship.
Just gonna throw a couple names out there. I'm curious to know this. Would you take a Wellington job, the Wire, Lakes, or would you rather go to a private school?
I'm gonna need a private school. Yeah, because I need more control. I just need the freedom to do whatever I need to do to get my players ready. So I got like a book of like how I want to play. Like I want to score a lot of points. Like I want to be like, because I see a lot of like the craziest thing. No disrespect to anybody. Like when I see a team like playing and they score like 40, and the game's like in the 40s in high school, like, you know, in 2003, like we were scoring like the high 60, 70 some points a game. You know what I mean? Some games we scored like 80, 90 points. We had a couple 100-point games. And I think from this standpoint of this type of kid, like it's easy for me to sell, you know, Stone, come play with me. But you got this kid. Stone, we gonna average 80 points a game. Like you gonna get your shots. You gonna get your 15 shots a game. It's all about if you gonna make it. Like that's an easy recruiting, you know what I mean, tool, because we gonna play hard defense though. You know what I mean? In order to get that many possessions in the game and to play that fast, especially with no shot clock, you know what I mean? And in Florida, we gotta play defense and we gotta play hard. So that's an easy way to sell to any kid, you know what I mean, to build like a group of kids, because I think these kids nowadays is everybody want to be the man, you know what I mean, and I get it, but it's too much talent that's leaving out of Palm Beach County. That's the thing that worries me. Like if we keep the Fuentes brothers, Gabe, Easy, Marvell. I'm talking about right now, and we got Caden.
Yeah.
That's 6 Division I players.
Type of person where when I look at a basketball player, I look at the total package, right? And I've been studying ball for a very, very long time. And I have an opinion, and I want your answer, your take on this. What is your viewpoint, or what is your opinion on, one, the players leaving Palm Beach County? We understand that because we've had a ton of talent leave. But when they go down south, they have a ton of success. Caden is an example of that. A Palm Beach County kid who could put the ball in the basket. I was very critical of him early because I didn't think it would translate to a high major program or go off into college like that because he's undersized. Like, you got to be able to defend at a high level. But he puts the ball in the basket at an elite level. So what is your take on it from a coach's perspective about his game as a whole?
I mean, his dad from Boynton, bro. So he a dog. So like that's what starts with it. Like he's a like the I don't even think the most the best skill that he has is he's the most competitive kid. You know what I mean? He's the most competitive kid. He really wants to win, and he really wants to like destroy you. You know what I mean? And that's an elite mindset. And you have to be that way when you're a little bit undersized and you know what I mean, you light skin, you got good hair. You know they going at you like so like you know what I mean. I think his parents, they did a good job of like getting him, and his trainer Denzel, like everybody who worked with him, they did a good job of putting him in a right mindset. You know what I mean? So it all starts there. And then he just finds a way to score the basketball. He's an elite shooter, and his game kind of like translates from like elite shooter, and then now he's starting to finish both hands, and now he's starting to get a little bouncy too. So I think he's a great player. I think he's gonna be I think he's gonna do really well at the next level. I think he should go to whatever school he decides to go to. He's got to make sure that they allow him to be himself. You know what I mean? You have to go like places where like I don't know necessarily, you might not want to go to like the biggest school, but you want to go somewhere where like they allow you to be who you are. Like same thing that happened to Scotty. Like Scotty had like, you know, North Carolina, Oregon, you know, Kentucky, but Florida State said that they were gonna put the ball in his hands and allow him to be a point guard. Changed his life, you know what I mean? So like I think he's gonna be fine. I think he's amazing talent.
I think you're spot on with that. Now, tell me about this. You know, as a basketball player, what's the one skill set that you believe that you can give a kid, no doubt about it, hands down in your sleep?
Everything.
Everything?
Yeah. I'm great at everything.
One-stop shop.
I'm great at everything.
I've been calling out the truth, that's my life. Bold takes tough questions every night. Let's go. High school to the pros, we on site. We like there. It's the K Sports Show, get it right. Get it right. Can you handle all the smoke? Think twice. Think twice. Unfiddle when I'm stepping to the mic. No hype. Never. Pressure bust pipes, who gon' fight? Who gon' really want it? Welcome to the cage, only real ones in sight. Only real ones in sight. Tough questions. On site. The cage. Think twice. Real. Yeah, the city know the name. Breaking down the matches, never playing with the game. Prediction so bold, got the fans going crazy. High school, college, pro,